सरस्वती मेधा मे अश्विनावुभौ आधत्ताम् पुष्करस्रजाः आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमधो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वम् ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहम् ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणमस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेयमुपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We are considering the endowments on the Emperor Prithu, who has been bestowed with many intelligences. As his formation is tending to be effective to fulfill the purpose of the plan. We have covered around 11 of the endowments so far. I do not wish to repeat because we need to go further. The 12th endowment upon him is the mind, as we all have. It's a clean mind which enables clear perception through the five senses. We are also endowed with mind. We are also endowed with the five senses through which we perceive the objectivity. As much the mind is clean, so much we see the outer with clarity. If the mind is not clean, the perception that we gain through the eye, through the ear, and through the taste and touch and smell, they would be different. That's why in discipleship we insist upon a clean mind. A clean mind is possible only when there is no fear, which is very fundamental these days with the beings. Fear. No fear, no suspicion, no ambition, no prejudice, no jealousy. So such of those things normally make our perceptions unclear. That's why we have an unclear perception of the objectivity. The famous example is people see a rope in the night and think it is a snake. When we see a rope in the night, it looks like a snake. We get the illusion that it is snake. This is because there is no clear perception of the eye. Likewise, when the mind is full of fear, then we only see a snake. Only when someone who has a clear mind, when he sees, he tells, don't worry, it is just rope but not snake. Likewise, we fear different situations on account of the unclean mind. See, when you Initially, when you were coming to India, there was fear that there are mosquitoes, there can be malaria, there can be diarrhea, there can be so many things, When you have fear, then the fear attracts the negatives. Fear is a negative energy, so it attracts whatever you fear. So that's how there is what we call an unclean mind, but when we are born with a tender mind. Later we pick up all kinds of negative psyche that makes it unclear. That's why the famous saying of the Indian initiate, who was very great, Adi Shankara, he says that which you perceive in the universe is all illusion. That which you see in the world is illusion. The world is not illusion. What you see through your unclean mind is illusion. See, when we see people with our own opinion about them, our own opinion comes in the way of our understanding. Our own opinion comes in the way of our understanding. We have a biased understanding. We have a prejudged understanding. So clean mind is a basis for clean perception through the senses. So here the scripture says the moon is mind now. The moon bestowed 5 brilliantly white horses. The moon bestowed 5 horses which are brilliantly white, meaning completely clean. The 5 horses that are bestowed on us are the 5 senses which lead us into the objectivity. We run after things that we see, that we listen, that we taste, that we touch, and that we smell. If there is a rose over there, the nose leads you over there. The eye leads you, the nose wants to smell the rose. So everything we are driven by the senses, and clean senses would have a right perception of situation. That is why the 12th endowment is by the moon. We are all endowed with a mind and 5 senses, and it is but our endeavor to see that we keep them as clean as possible. Otherwise, our mind is our problem. Our mind is our problem. Then there is the 13th endowment coming from Tvasta. It's an intelligence that etches the form, that sculptures the form. Tvasta. There is a Tasya Tvasta Vidhadha Drupameti. Like that, those of you who recite Purusha Suktam, they come to know. Tasya Tvasta Vidhadha Drupameti. The Tvasta, the intelligence of form making. Just like a tailor makes the dress according to our shape. This intelligence called Tvasta, he is called etcher, or a sculptor. A sculptor ensures that the form is as beautiful as possible. So we all have our form initially on account of this sculptor or etcher, we call him. He sculpts the human form, the animal form, and other forms in creation. In creation there is a cosmic intelligence which makes the form according to the great architect whom we call Vishwakarma. There is Vishwakarma who makes the design, and then there is the sculptor who makes the form according to the sculptor. So that is how this intelligence, it makes forms in due proportion. What should be the size of the head? What should be the broadness of the shoulders? How long should the hands be? And how should the palm be? And how long should the fingers be? How delicate they should be? Depending upon the quality of the being. Depending upon the quality of the being, the form is arranged. That's why as our quality improves, our form also improves. If the quality of our nature it improves, our form also improves. If our quality is not in an ascending order and tending to be in the descending order, our form also distorts. Form distorts, isn't it? So the form distortion, the form getting to be much more beautiful and magnetic depends upon the quality that we have. So this intelligence, it creates the form according to the quality of the being, and it is a cosmic intelligence. That's why we speak of the form of Jesus Christ, a very beautiful form he had. We speak of the masters of wisdom, like Lord Maitreya, Kuthumi, or Maru. They have such beautiful magnetic forms representing their quality. Representing the quality. They have divine quality, and hence the form also tends to be divine. So, to Prithu, the most beautiful form is arranged by the cosmic intelligence, Svasta, since he is endowed with all cosmic intelligences. So that is the 13th intelligence, which is also with us. Our form depends upon our quality. See, we are all made in due proportion. Human body is made in due proportion. You have this Da Vinci picture about a proportionate body, no? Which is displayed very well in the West, in the houses. With the two hands like this, with the two legs like the compass legs, and the head. And when you make a circle, it is like the 5-point star, very much in proportion. That picture coming from Da Vinci is only to reflect the divine proportions. So according to the height, the length of the hands and the length of the legs is decided. According to the size of the head, the length of the nose, the width of the nose and the mouth, and the shape of the ears, everything is decided as per the quality that you hold. So we spoke of beings coming from churning of the thighs, very short, very dark, very hard hair, very red eyes, very short limbs. Everything is short because their understanding is little. So that's how it is. He is a form giving intelligence in creation, who we call Tvasta as the third. That is the third intelligence that worked to give the best of the form to Prithu. And then the scripture says he gave this form as a chariot, which is very obvious to us. The form is the chariot with which we move. The 5 senses are the 5 horses that cause the movement. The mind is the seat where you take seat to work with the chariot. But mind is but a seat, but not your permanent place. So that's why in all Upanishads you find mind is the seat for the charioteer. Horses are the senses that drive you. Senses are the horses that drive you. Body is the chariot. So this intelligence Tvasta, he gives all of us the chariots called the bodies. Then the sun, he gave the arrows. The arrows that he gave, the arrows of the sun that are bestowed in us are the driving force for us. The driving force. Some arrows go far, isn't it? Depending upon the ability, the arrows go far. See, if you release an arrow, if you are a good archer, the arrow goes very far. If you are a learner, it may fall somewhere here. If you are a beginner, it may fall even on your feet. So the ability, the arrows that you hold are the sun rays that descend into you, which give you the ability. That means sun gives us the ability. Besides life, besides awareness, sun gives the ability, and Prithu is bestowed with many more sharp, effective arrows. We also, through our regular contemplation upon Gayatri, try to gain that kind of ability by relating to the energy that comes through the sun. We improve upon our ability. Our performance depends upon our ability. If we have more ability, you perform better. When you perform better, you influence the surroundings with your performance, isn't it? There are people whose performance is at different horizons. The sun's rays, they perform all over the solar system, isn't it? And the beings on earth, their performance can be to a place, or to a city, or to a region, or to a nation, or to the entire globe. If you see the work of the masters of wisdom, their ability was to reach far and wide the whole globe. If you see the work of Madame Blavatsky, that secret doctrine, it has gone all over the globe. That is a global performance, isn't it? Likewise, the scriptures, they have a global impact. So where from this ability comes? The ability comes according to your alignment with the sun ray which works in you as an arrow. It is the sun ray that gives us the ability. So he was filled with arrows in the quiver which can reach the whole planet. If he releases an arrow, it has an impact on the whole planet. That's how he was given the arrows by the sun. And then the Lord of Fire, this is the 15th intelligence. I will repeat at the end today all the intelligences, and maybe we can make, when I have time, a table so that the confusion is reduced. We can make a table, what intelligence gave, what ability, what quality, and how does it exist in us. That can be a good chart for us to relate and to gain the related energies in us. So then came the Lord of Fire, who gave him, it's very, very poetically said, the horns of a ram and the horns of a cow. The horns of a ram and the horns of a cow. This is it's an expression, Ajagava, that is how it is said. Aja means the ram. Gava means the cow. So there is the knowledge, the fire Lord has given Ajagava the horns of the ram and the horns of the cow. Meaning he gave the fire is permeated up to the 9 centers of the zodiac in you, up to the 9 centers of the zodiac in you, from Aries to Taurus up to Sagittarius. Ajagava is an expression used in Sanskrit to say Aries, Taurus, etc. To say Aries, Taurus, etc. Meaning there are 2 expressions very popular in Sanskrit literature. One is Meena Mesha. Meena Mesha means from Pisces to Aries in the reverse wheel. The reverse wheel from Pisces to Aries, it is called Meena Mesha. Meena means Pisces. Mesha means Aries. Like that, if we say the horns of the ram and the horns of the cow, it means Aries, Taurus up to Sagittarius. These are expressions in the Vedic literature. The fire Lord has permeated from Aries to Sagittarius, meaning up to Mooladhara and higher Mooladhara. Up to Mooladhara and the higher Mooladhara, the fire has permeated, which provides a bridge between all the intelligences. There are so many intelligences that are endowed, and they are placed in different places in the form. They are all well connected with this bridge of fire, or bridge of the light, which exists in the cerebrospinal column. And then the 16th is the earth itself. The earth itself has, with whom we touch with our left foot and right foot regularly. We walk upon earth now. In the left, she has set the centers of Ida. In the right, he has set the centers for Pingala. She has set the energies of Ida in the left foot and the energies of Pingala in the right foot. When these 2 energies unite, there is the emergence of Sushumna. They exist in the feet, in us, and also in Prithu. But Prithu has the ability to connect them. That's why the ancient tradition says, whenever you rest, you keep the 2 legs together. Don't put one leg this way, the other leg the other way. The modern fashion is to keep one leg this way, the other leg on the table like that. The ancient tradition wants that the legs are crossed, so that the 2 ankles, and they cross at the level of 2 ankles. And the hands are also united. When you are relaxing, say in the flight, or in a train, or in any place, if you keep your palms united and your feet united, your energy does not dissipate. But if we keep one hand like this, one hand like this, the energies remain ununited. Then you dissipate energies. You get discharged. That's why keeping the legs together. Now we are sitting in chairs. But in ancient times we were all squatting, Squatting. In that squatting, the best posture is, as I told you in the morning, ankle over ankle, and then the ankle touching the folding is so near to the genitals that the genitals rest on the ankle. Then what happens? The energy of Ida and Pingala, which are there with the feet, they stimulate the Mooladhara, and then the energy moves up. That's how in olden days we have this yoga asana where it speaks of a kind of siddhasana, it is called. Siddhasana. By which the energies, when the left and right energies are united, you have the balanced energy that can transmit as harmony to the surroundings. Otherwise, there will be an imbalance of right and left hand energies, resulting in hyperactivity or hypoactivity and the related absence of harmony. That's the reason why in the presence of men of wisdom, we feel consoled, comforted, and we wish to relate to them again and again and again. Why? Because in them the energy is balanced. When the energy is balanced, the result is transmission of harmonious energy. When the energy is imbalanced, it spreads conflict. That's why some people we would like to meet, some people we would like to avoid. So this is the reason why when the two are active in the 2 feet, the Ida and the Pingala, which receive the impact of Sushumna, the energy of Ida and Pingala which exists in the feet, up to the feet, they, right from here, the Ida and Pingala, they move around, and through the legs up to the bottom of the feet, they continue to be. When they receive the touch of yogic energy, the feet tend to be sacred. The feet tend to be sacred. That is the reason why the tradition of touching the feet of the sacred men came to be. That is the reason why touching the feet of the sacred men came to be as a tradition. And for example, in the case, in the story of Ramayana, the younger brother Bharata, he collects he arranges touch of Rama's feet on the wooden sandals, so that the sandals would receive the touch and the presence that the wooden, just like our chappals, that he keeps on the throne until Rama comes back from exile. Padukas they are called. Padukas means the symbols of the feet. The symbols that receive the touch of the feet. So that's how this tradition of touching the feet of the one in whom the energies are balanced has come to be, because their feet carry the energies of Pisces, which is in the head. The most sublime energies are transmitted through the feet. That is also the reason when such people walk upon earth, the earth is sanctified. If they go to places, the places are sanctified. So why do we preserve this place and continue to use this place RadhaMadhavam? Because Master Ike walked through the same entrance. Directionally it is the same entrance. We may have changed the gate, but the entrance is at the same point. He was frequently moving through northeast into the house. He was frequently entering into the ground floor. He was mostly staying in the first floor, which is where we are now. In this first floor, he was residing, and in that corner of the house he was residing. He frequently walked through. Therefore, the energy relating to him continues to remain here. Because when they carry with them energies of immortality, they immortalize the places also. That's how this is where Buddha has come, this is where Jesus has come. Like that they keep on preserving the places, because those places carry the eternal touch which they have provided by their movement. If a saint lives in any place for 3 days and 3 nights, that place gets sanctified. If you don't find so many saints, the alternative is given in the Veda that you can keep a cow for 3 days and 3 nights, the place is sanctified. Because the cow carries same energies like a saint. That's why we speak of first we speak of cow, then we speak of a saint. Go Brahmanebhyas Subhamastu Nityam. So Brahmana means the men, the person who is settled in Brahman is called Brahmana. He is a saint who sees within and outside the one energy. That one is called as a knowledgeable one, or the one who knows Brahman is called Brahmana. So coming back to the theme, the energies of Ida and Pingala, which are called Brahma Grandhi and Rudra Grandhi, that's how it is said here. Brahma Grandhi is involutionary energy. Creator has brought down the whole creation. Rudra Grandhi can lift you up. Pingala energy is called Rudra Grandhi. Ida energy is called Brahma Grandhi. They extend up to the feet. And when Rudra Grandhi and Brahma Grandhi are Pingala and Ida, when they have the touch of Sushumna, they tend to be sacred. When they tend to be sacred, such feet have an impact upon earth. When some people walk upon earth, the earth is very joyful. When some other people walk upon earth, the earth feels it's very heavy. You know, the earth is filled with all kinds of beings. And the earth bears all beings. All beings. The understanding is the earth is able to bear all kinds of beings because there are also seers on the planet. She receives the touch of the seers, and with that inspiration and the related uplifted vitality, it is able to bear all kinds of beings, the mortals and the diabols, the animals, all are there. The earth bears them. Earth bears the plants, the animals, the mortal beings, the diabolic beings. Why? Because there are also a few saints that stay on earth. So, what is it that we have as a duty is to make sure that as we walk the earth should not feel the heaviness relating to us. When we are relating to the law more and more, the earth does not feel us to be heavy. When the initiates walk, the earth feels uplifted. When the diabol walks, the earth feels the pain. It's only to relieve the pain of the earth. Many times the Lord comes down. The pain is on earth when there is more diabolic energy walking upon earth than the divine energy. Isn't it? When the diabolic energy is more on the planet, the earth says, I can no more bear. It's impossible. Even in us, if there is more diabolic energy, the body cannot bear it. The body cannot bear it. If it is divine energy, it is uplifting energy. So therefore, the earth has bestowed upon the King Prithu the two energies relating to Ida and Pingala. It supplied the Ida and Pingala and Sushumna energies through the feet to Prithu. That's how it has helped further to make things easier for Prithu to move around. He has the cooperation of the earth. Earth itself is a soul, you should know that. There is the angel relating to the earth. Just like there is the angel relating to Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Moon. They are all bodies presided over by the angels. Just like we are the angels presiding over our bodies. So that's how the earth endowed. Then the 18th one is the Devas in the sky. They started regularly showering flowers. Regularly showering flowers upon the King Prithu. It's not literally wherever he goes there are always flowers falling. It means the Devas always transmit flowery thoughts. Flowery thoughts, meaning thoughts of goodwill. See, a man of goodwill continues to receive thoughts of goodwill and he engages in multiple goodwill activity. A man of goodwill does not retire with one act of goodwill. I have done an act of goodwill, that's enough. We can't say, I have done one act of goodwill, Master, so will you include me in your group? If we ask Master Jwalpur, he will laugh at us. There is an order of goodwill on the planet where the one who incessantly works with the thoughts of goodwill continuously, one act of goodwill or another act of goodwill, is continuously engaged in actions of goodwill, meaning actions of welfare to the surrounding. How would he engage in so many varieties of acts of goodwill? Because the Devas are pleased and there is a cooperation from the Deva plane. When there is a cooperation from the Deva plane, the thoughts of goodwill emerge in you and you continue to manifest them on the planet. That's how you become an agent of the Devas upon the planet. ఆకాశ పుష్పాలు కురిపించారంటే అర్థం అలాగే చెప్పారన్నమాట. So the flowers that the angels shower on us are nothing but the thoughts of goodwill which we generally postpone. We generally postpone thoughts of goodwill. We'll do it tomorrow. But when your quality is improving, you would perform the acts of goodwill immediately. As it comes to you, you would make sure that it is translated into action. So when you translate many thoughts of goodwill into action, many more thoughts of goodwill will come to you. Because the angels find a good airport where they can land in the form of goodwill thoughts. So the devas started pouring in the thoughts of goodwill which can be performed through a person. Only then you become a man of goodwill or a person of goodwill. When you are translating the thoughts of goodwill into actions of goodwill, then you get to another state. You receive the blessings of the initiates. Blessings of the initiates. The initiates do not bless until we carry out acts of goodwill. If we crazily look for them, they think that you are tending to be more and more hysterical. Hysterical, hysteria. If you keep on gazing at the picture of the master, he thinks that you are tending to be hysterical. There is a way for the master to look at you. There is a way to ensure that the master looks at you instead of you looking at the master. You keep on performing acts of goodwill, the master necessarily needs to look at you. See, in a workplace, the owner relating to the workshop will go to the worker who works very hard and pats him and inquires, how are you? Do you need any facilities? Like that. If we ask for telepathy, we are not given. If we ask for telepathy, we don't get it. But if you continue to manifest acts of goodwill, telepathy is bestowed on you. Likewise, if you continue to do acts of goodwill, insight is bestowed on you, vision is bestowed on you. It's always the other way. That's why an intelligent disciple, he never looks for the master. He looks for manifestation of as much work of goodwill as possible. The clue is here in the scripture, which says, as man continues to fulfill the acts of goodwill, the initiates of the planet grow proximate to him and even bless him further. That's how you have to understand that he received many blessings from the seers of the earth plane. Then finally, the ocean. The ocean means, it has many meanings. It is called Samudra in Sanskrit. Samudra means ocean. Samudra also means the impressions. Sa-mudra. Mudra means a symbolic presentation. Samudra means with symbolic presentation, which comes to us as impressions. How do you receive impressional teaching? How do you receive impressional understanding? Only when we are able to relate to the sound. When there is, that's why he gave this samudra, meaning the energy of ocean, has given a conch to him. So he gained a conch, he gained a wheel, he gained so many. That is the final. Meaning he is impressionally connected. Impressional teachings, impressional writings, impressional communications. That is what is represented by the conch. So that's how he was endowed with as many 20 intelligences in all. endowed 20 different qualities in the incarnating being. In Prithu, they were all active. In us, they are all dormant. We are only samples of Prithu only. Because that is the resplendent image of God. And we too are the images of God. The only thing is when we relate to them in us, we awaken them and then our abilities improve and we carry out the acts of goodwill. That's how we have to understand the scriptural presentation relating to Prithu. Some other time during the seminar itself, when I find leisure, I'll prepare a table with the help of a member and then give you the table where I don't narrate in great detail about everything, but what intelligence gave what and what does it mean briefly. What does it mean? That would be useful for us, for our contemplations, to relate to those intelligences in us. So when one is equipped like this, he is able to perform great deeds, isn't it? So Prithu is therefore considered to be the first perfect human form on earth. The first perfect human form on earth. And he has a task to fulfill, as I told you. He has a task to fulfill. There are beings that are on earth with all these dwarfs, the dwarfs with the short legs, short hands, and then stocky beings, black in color, who are red-eyed and who have very hard hair, contrary to soft hair. Such beings are also there. They are the subjects whom he has to protect, whom he has to nourish, to whom he should arrange for food, for shelter and so many things. Just like we have beings whom we have to protect, whom we have to nourish. Whom do we protect? Whom do we nourish? The less fortunate ones. The weaker sections of the society shall have to be protected by men with abilities. The weaker sections are weak because they haven't gained abilities. Whether you have abilities or you don't have abilities, your hunger remains the same, isn't it? A highly abled one has hunger. A totally disabled one also has hunger, no? So who should feed whom? More able ones should feed the less abled ones. Asila. The more able ones should feed the less able ones. The more able ones shall have to protect the less able ones. That's what we do in different measure. So when a child is born, it is less able. When a child is born to you, don't you work to feed him? Don't you work to protect him? Don't you work to nourish him? And don't you assist him to gain the abilities? We do that. We do under the illusion that it is our being. My son, my daughter, my grandson, my granddaughter, my younger brother. Like that. In that illusion you feed, you nourish, you protect. But for a man of goodwill, There is no mine and others. The distinction is not there. Every hunger has to be attended. Every need for nourishment has to be attended. Every need for protection has to be attended. That's how it is. So he has the ability to do all that. That is the reason why in the initial years of life, we should gain as much ability as possible so that we utilize that ability to help the surroundings. Your ability to help the surroundings depends upon the abilities that you have gained. If you don't have abilities but you have a very emotional idea of serving the whole globe, what is it that is? People get ready to serve they want to do global service, but they don't have the ability to serve even the neighbor, the next one. You can't feed your spouse, but you want to feed the whole society. How can you do? That's why abilities shall have to happen, and for that education is the means. Education is nothing but cultivating the various intelligences in you for them to spring up into action. So here is a case where optimum ability has happened. So therefore, Prithu, as he is able, he looked around. And he found many beings who are suffering from hunger. Because the earth is not yet providing the needed food. The earth, I am just jumping by some 50 strophes. I'll get back to them later because there is a kind of arrangement in the scripture which is better understood when we follow a different order. ఆయన పొగట్టం ఎందుకంటాం, ఏం చేయకుండా పొగట్టం ఎందుకు వస్తుంది, అది చివరిలో చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. There are four aspects relating to Prithu. One aspect is how is he manifested. What is the manifestation? That we have covered now. 20 different intelligences, or 20 or 21. He has been a very able being, and that is what we have to figure out in us through our contemplation regularly, so that those abilities also manifest in us. The second dimension is the work that he has done. The work he has done. The third dimension is the praise he received from the world and his attitude towards the praise. It's not looking for praise without doing any work. In the Kali age, people look for praise here and there. They want to be given Nobel Prize. They want to be given so many awards. They want to get their face published in newspapers, shown in television. But without performance, if you are looking for praise, for the fame, for the name and fame, you are in the wrong order. Prithu performed in a manner which helped the whole humanity and the planet. So then came praise for him. When he received the praise, he has set it off. So don't praise me. Praise the divine in me. So whom to praise, whom not to praise, what is to be praised is the third dimension relating to the story of Prithu. First dimension is his manifestation, which we have covered in this class. Second dimension is the work that he has done, which we will get into now. Third dimension is the response from the society by way of praise, worship and all towards him. The fourth dimension is Sanat Kumara coming to Prithu and giving the teachings. Sanat Kumara, that's the teacher coming to the king and giving him the teachings. That is what we have as 24 teachings of Sanat Kumara. The 24 teachings of Sanat Kumara we have elaborately presented, and the book is there, and it also has gone through many editions. It is a very popular teaching, the teachings of Sanat Kumara. Those teachings of Sanat Kumara were to Prithu, the King Prithu. So that's how there are 4 parts in the episode relating to Prithu. So now what we attempt is, now that we know what is the divine abilities that are bestowed or endowed upon Prithu, he has awakened them and he wanted to, with the help of that, we have to perform. See, we are also, as we are born, up to the first 7 years is infancy. From 7th year to 3 times 7 up to 28th year, we gain abilities through education. We are supposed to gain abilities through education. The abilities are meant for utilization in the society later. So from 28th year onwards, another period of 3 to 4 times 7 years, meaning up to 49th or 56th year, we have to perform. We have to perform. On the basis of your performance, you are accepted, not accepted, or you are either praised or criticized. That is the third dimension. And then when your ability to perform is seen to be in a good way, then you get initiated also. You get initiated. Sanat Kumara gives the entire, most comprehensive teaching to Prithu. Likewise, we have to educate, we have to perform. Perform means not for our stomach. Mostly, we work for our stomach and the stomach of the near and dear. That is not a big attraction to the men of wisdom. When you care for others' hunger, when you care for others' needs, and when you regularly demonstrate that, an initiate is interested in you, because you are getting into a different dimension of life, which is called yajna, which we call today as goodwill work. It is the demonstration of goodwill work. You attract the presence of a master of wisdom. That would further enable us to fulfill in multiple ways and thereby fulfill our life. So therefore, we now get into the work relating to Prithu, and I am jumping the chapter which is placed before the praise of Prithu. After his manifestation, there is a praise of Prithu. But I am not touching that. Why should we praise him unless we know what he has done? Isn't it? Ultimately, a man is judged not by his appearance. A man is judged by what he has performed, what he has done. A man is judged by the work that he does, not by the speeches he gives. Speeches are also part of the work, but what is the work he has done? How many beings he has helped? How many weaker sections he has helped? See, one can be weak intellectually, One can be weak health-wise, one can be weak emotionally, one can be weak physically. So wherever there is weakness, you have to supply your strength to it. That's the fundamental key. So therefore, when you are fully prepared through your education, we are supposed to serve. Serve not for yourself, but the society at large. So that is the work into which Prithu gets in, which I will narrate hereafter. It will take this to come up to this. We had 4 teachings to explain the work that Prithu has done. We have some more teachings. So we have a chapter relating to the episode of Prithu concluded, and we are getting into another chapter relating to the story of Prithu. As he has so well manifested, incarnated, he saw around and he saw the beings who were full of hunger. They were hungry. That means when the 3rd root race came to be, when the stomachs have formed, the first root race, it is only the head. That's why the form is like round-some form. In the 2nd root race, the throat and the upper torso. In the 3rd root race, the stomach came. Then came the problems. When the stomach comes, see, when you have the upper torso, you only have the heart, The heart is distributive. It's not gathering. The heart center is a distributive center. The centers in the head are also distributive centers. Only the centers in the stomach, that is below the diaphragm, they are the gathering centers. They keep on gathering. And the best among them is navel, the solar plexus. It would like to gather from all 360 dimensions. Isn't it? The more you have intention to gather, the bigger is the belly and the navel. So that's how symbolically it is said. There are masters who have very big belly, but they are not gatherers. Symbolically, solar plexus is a gathering center, and it preserves everything into Mooladhara. Lot of stuff is gathered in Mooladhara, from which the snake cannot move up. So the 3.5, when the races have come up to 3.5, that means the head, the upper torso, and half of the lower torso, they are formed. So the beings are hungry. Until then, they were nourishing with whatever energies they had in them. Because the heart doesn't require food, it keeps on giving nourishment to the surroundings. The beauty of the heart, as you may have known, it does a lot of cleansing. It collects impure blood and repairs it and transmits pure blood, isn't it? Regularly, 24/7, the impure blood is collected through veins and it is purified in the heart and sent out as pure blood. It's a tremendous purification work that the heart does. Likewise, the breathing, it keeps on bringing in the life energy through oxygen and expels the carbon through the exhalation. It's an intelligence working in us to inhale oxygen from the air and to expel the carbon. It's also a service activity, that we keep on expelling the pollution within the system and bring in fresh energies. Clearing pollution and bringing in vital energies is what air does, is what the heart does. And the head is, that's why the head, the heart, the face, they are all all those centers which are above the diaphragm, they are of goodwill. They are of goodwill unless we spoil them. The pollution comes from the lower torso and it moves up. It's like from the bathroom the smell reaches to the front door. It's from the bathroom that the bad smell reaches to the front door of the house. Likewise, the pollution that the solar plexus brings in through gathering, it moves up to the heart is affected. It moves up to the head is affected. Everything is affected. All sicknesses start in the stomach only. When they are not well attended, they move up to the heart. Then the heart is sick. Then breathing is in sickness. Then the brain also in sickness. So this is how the movement of ignorance is from below upwards. The movement of divinity is from above downwards. So he saw around people they have stomachs. They are hungry. They want food. They want food. That was the situation at which Prithu has emerged. So this says, until that time, until the advent of Prithu, the beings are self-nourished. Self-nourished because the form is not completely formed and the energies are, it's a kind of auto-nourishment that they had until the stomach is formed. So once the stomach is formed, they started feeling the hunger. Naturally. No stomach, no hunger. More hunger is therefore considered not a good sign. More hunger and thirst is indicative of orientation in the lower centers. Kshut pipasa malam jestam alakshmir nasayamyam. Like that we sing in Sri Suktam. Kshut pipasa means the hunger and the thirst. The hunger and the thirst. The more ignorant you are, meaning the more you work in the lower centers, you desire for more water to drink and more food to eat. The hunger for food and the thirst for water is more when you live more in the lower torso and your energies are over there. If you move into upper torso, your food habits go through a drastic change. You eat a little, but turn out a great work. Eat a little, drink a little, work a lot. That's how it is. Eat a little, drink a little, work a lot of work is what men who live above the upper torso, that's how they perform. Men who live below the diaphragm, they eat a lot, drink a lot, work a little. Work a little. On this earth, we are all judged by only one thing, the work that we do and how beneficial that work is to the life in general. That's all. Are you a self-serving person? A self-serving person meaning serving yourself. Or you are a person who care to serve others. That's where the difference is. Whether you are below the diaphragm or above the diaphragm. So when he saw the beings had tremendous hunger. The fire of hunger, they call it. The fire of hunger. You feel when you have fire and hunger, then you will eat. They had tremendous fire in the hunger, in the stomach. And they also developed the taste. So they are together. When you are hungry, the taste helps you to take in. If you don't have taste, you don't, as I said in the morning, the taste buds. It is the taste buds that enable us to take in more food. So they gained these hungry stomachs. They also gained the taste buds. So they are looking everywhere for food. But there was no food on earth. There was no food on earth, and they were being put to the fire in the hunger was started. It started eating away the stomach because the hunger. That's why the scripture gives an example that in trees, especially old trees, when they can no more feed themselves through their roots in the earth, an old tree cannot draw much from the earth anymore. So, but the hunger is there because it has overgrown. An old tree grows very high. But it cannot draw anything from the surroundings. Then what happens? The fire in the tree starts eating the trunk of the tree itself. That's how you have the hollowness in the trunk of the tree. If you go to woods, you find trees which have hollowness in the trunk, in which you can sit and meditate. Many people sit in the cave of the tree, because at the trunk level there is a caving in, because the tree starts eating itself. Why? Because there is nothing in the surroundings to take, number one, or it has not the ability to take from the surroundings, either way. Then what happens? The fire that the tree carries, it starts eating itself away. That's how the hollow spaces keep happening in the trunk of the tree, and eventually the tree will fall off after some time. So when you start eating yourself, so slow, eventually you will collapse. That was the state that they were reaching. So they said, చెట్టు త్వరలలో అగ్ని పుట్టి చెట్లను దహించుతున్నట్లు మాకు ఆకలి పుట్టి మమ్మల్ని దహించుతున్నది. So when we are in action, we need food to fill the stomach. So here is there is the hunger for food, and there is the taste for food, but there is not enough food to eat. That was the situation which he saw. And they all approached Prithu, the beings, they approached Prithu and said, "You are our savior. You are our savior, and we take refuge in you. Kindly make sure that we get some food. Kindly make sure that we get some food." This is how the first task came to Prithu. See, even for us, the first task as we become able is to feed people, surrounding people. If you cannot feed a second person, then don't think of living in companionship. తిండిలో పెట్టలేని వాడు పెళ్లి చేసుకుంటే కుదరదు కదా. The first and fundamental duty, as it came to Prithu, is also the first and fundamental duty for us. that we should feed hungry stomachs. We cannot be ignorant of the hungry stomachs around. For social purposes, we feed each other so much. But we don't care the hungry stomachs. But the fundamental duty is hungry stomach. To nourish the hungry stomach. That's how his work started. And how he arranges food on the planet is a great work that he has done, which we will narrate from tomorrow morning. Thanks to the digital clock which is arranged here. It already shows 14 minutes to 6. 14 minutes to 6. So we close for today. Have a pause and gather here at 6 o'clock to relate to the inner light. Thank you, namaskar.